You will recall that not many weeks ago we were talking about issues around drugs, around litter, fly tipping, etc. So we've been covering everything that people are concerned about, and this afternoon is no different. And what we are particularly interested in this afternoon is hearing from you. Wherever I go in the local neighbourhoods, in the urban areas of the city, city centre, Central Ward, Park Ward, North Ward, Millfield area. I'm getting lots of complaints, and no doubt you guys see that day in, day out. Litter, fly tipping, antisocial behavior, people drinking out on the streets, in the play areas, etc. Very, very inconvenient, inconsiderate, and people not really looking after their neighborhoods. And, we're all aware of the issues. And I, in my various capacities, do my best to hold the authorities to account on all those issues. And we at Islam Radio try and highlight those issues as well. And we're also looking for you guys to give us a call this afternoon and share with us what your thoughts, your concerns are, that this is an ever-growing menace of litter and fly tipping, antisocial behavior. And we as a community have to come together and deal with these issues. And how do we deal with them? It's not just about reporting the police. We should do that as well. Any crime, antisocial behavior, we should first and foremost, when we see those things happening, we should report the police to the authorities at the earliest opportunity. The more complaints that they get, the more chance of us having those issues addressed, that we have those greater chances, basically. So please do complain if you see any antisocial behavior, fly tipping, crime, etc. Very important to do that. But also, there are some solutions that we can have within our communities without breaking the law. We always want to make sure that people protect themselves, and we always behave within the remit of the law of the land. That's very, very important. And as Muslims, we have our first and foremost responsibility as Muslims, because our religion dictates us. It makes an obligation upon us to make sure that our neighborhoods are nice and clean and welcoming, so that those people who are coming to our neighborhoods can see that these people are looking after the neighborhoods well. That is a trait of a good Muslim neighborhood. So we have to do our bit as well, brothers and sisters. So give me a call. Faisal is there waiting for your calls. Landline is open for your calls. 01733 602 133 is the number. And if you want to text us, you can send us a text message. And please, if you can leave your name as well, we'll give you a shout out. And any concerns, and you have any ideas for a solution that you may have, our text telephone number is 07411 191062. And in a moment, I'll be talking to a very well-known personality of Peterborough. He doesn't mince his words when he actually sees issues in the community. Some of us, sometimes we just turn a blind eye, but he's one of those people in the community, the next generation of community leaders who don't take any prisoners. They say it as it is, basically. Shuja Saklan, well known to our community, also well known here on Islam Radio as well, does a lot of charity work as well, but also very forthright on his views and opinions, and he will hold anyone to account without fear or favor, as I say. Yeah, and inshallah, so I'll be talking very shortly, but later on in the program, we also have the chairman of the Bangladeshi Welfare Association here in Peterborough, and he'll be talking to us about some of the initiatives that they have going for our community, basically. So we'll have two very special guests, eminent personalities of Peterborough. So without any further ado, let's welcome our first guest, Shuja Saklan. Assalamu alaikum, Shuja.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well, alhamdulillah. All the better for seeing you, Shuja, and our next guest as well, Brother Muhammad Hakim as well. He'll be joining us, inshallah, later on in the program. Shuja, I mentioned on the top of the program, you heard me say that all these issues that we have, ever-growing, litter, fly tipping, antisocial behavior, drug dealing, drug taking. Is that what you see out there as you're out and about doing your job, trying to earn a living, doing your community work?
Do you know what? It's a very sad state of affairs. Yeah. I was talking yesterday to a police officer, off duty. You know, he's a good friend, growing up around us. And he said, I don't even let my daughter go out to play because of the needles outside.
Yeah.
And this is a police officer off duty who's saying this. And you think to yourself, how did it get to this? How did our city, that people from other cities would move here because it was safe, because of the commute rail to London, etc., because it was clean, we had a good shopping centre, everything else started going for it, and it's gone backwards. It's literally gone backwards. And, you know, like, you always see these surveys now, like Peterborough, one of the worst places to live, and you try to defend it as much as you can, because there is far worse places. But realistically, when you look at, especially our area, Central, what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very depressing, very sad indeed.
Very
I couldn't
depressing.
agree with you more. I mean, I know you were born here, brought up here, almost spent all your life here, raising a family here. And with myself, I've actually lived here 54 years and 1 day now.
Wow.
54 years and 1 day.
Who's counting?
Yeah, well, I've just looked at the date. 3rd of April, 3rd of March, sorry, I beg your pardon, 3rd of March, 1969, when I arrived in this city, and at the age of 12 and a half. And alhamdulillah, you know, I'm proud of the city. You know, that doesn't make us less proud, does it, when we highlight these issues?
But that's the reason. That's why we're highlighting the issues, because the connection we've got to the city, because we live here. We love the city. We're born here. We're raised here. Most of our children, grandchildren are here. You know, so it's one of those things, but we're seeing the decline. And the frustrating thing is that no one seems to be doing anything about it. Every complaint falls on deaf ears. You ring the police, they don't want to know. You go to the local councils that are knocking on your door. They'll promise you the world when they're knocking on your doors. And when it comes down to the crunch, nothing.
Well, yeah, absolutely. No, I know. You know, we can only do our best. I mean, one thing I pride myself
but yourself,
on.
And I'm going to say, I'm going to put my hands up with you. I've known you since a child. You know, I've known you, and most of us, my age and slightly younger, we've known you to be active with the youth. From back in the day. So, you know, alhamdulillah, Allah reward you. You've never shied away. You know, you've always been at the forefront. And like I said, even when I contacted you last week, I said, look, we need to meet someone. You said, leave it with me.
And hopefully we'll have that meeting tomorrow, inshallah. Yeah, we'll have that meeting. And
where there's a lot of others.
Local inspector is going to be very busy tomorrow with a couple of meetings. Yeah. So inshallah we'll get to highlight those issues with her, and we'll see where that gets her to. But Shuja, you know, you lived in the area. You know, what do you think? You know, okay, the authorities can do this so much, and you mentioned the councillors and things like that. You know, someone who's an intelligent young man, you know, who knows the city. You know, you're lot of wisdom as well in terms of, you know, where do you think things have gone wrong? I know it's a million-dollar question, but where have we gone wrong?
There's a few factors. If we take, for example, let's leave the other communities out. Let's look at our community.
Yeah, the Muslim community.
The Muslim community, Muslim Pakistani community. Let's go back 30 years. Let's go back, 35 years when we was at school, when we were younger, when you were more obviously like a youth worker and active. If, for example, one from our community opened an off license. Within the community, we say, what are you doing? Why are you opening an off license for? You don't need that money. Yeah, absolutely. Masjids would say, we don't want that money. They would close that off license, or they'll rent a place out and do something else. Everything was, they were considerate, and they were scared of halal earnings. They needed halal earnings. How dare he open this, because this is going to bring this in, or this is going to bring that in. Whereas as we've gone along... So that bit of shunning from the community has gone. Did the trick? Yeah, it did do the trick. Whereas now it's gone the opposite way, where we're seeing people, known drug dealers within our community, parents are in the masjid, got the beards, got the white beards, whichever hat they have allegiance to, whichever beard they want, They're sitting there, giving it all the large one, knowing that their son's a drug dealer, but they won't say anything because he's bought a new sofa. He's allowing us to build a court in Pakistan. Now we're keeping up with the Joneses in the wrong way. Absolutely.
Do you think it's greed? Something that we as Muslims shouldn't be aspiring for.
Of course it is. I mean, look, when you go to Pakistan, and we've through the charity, we've travelled a lot through Pakistan over the last few years. And you sit there and you talk to the locals there, and they'll literally point to a whole town, say that whole town's empty. Kotia, as far as the eye can see. Beautiful buildings, but it's all empty. Why is it empty? Because they're all haram paisa. And they're, Pakistanis, when they're in Pakistan, again, there's a lot of people there, there's good and bad, but the majority, alhamdulillah, are good. And again, it's the same thing, the hard-working people. And they will tell you that straight away that all that money, it's all haram paisa. And because it's haram paisa, it's actually, they've built it, but it's not for them.
It's spent on bricks and mortar.
But it's not for them because they'll never live there.
Yeah.
It's not written for them. What a waste. How? And then we know people that are working in England, working 2-3 jobs, and they can just about support a family here.
Yeah.
So you tell me what's happening there.
Yeah.
And you see it, and like now you see there's competition within families. Who can build the biggest house? Because if he's dealing, why aren't you dealing? So if he can make this much and buy a brand new BMW, but then why ain't you doing it? Whereas before, it was like, get to university, get your studies, get a good job. Don't worry about cars and houses, that will come. Earn a decent living, stand on your own 2 feet, be able to support your family. Then everything will fall into place like it should do, like it did for our elders.
Often I sometimes use an example that you're absolutely right in terms of we talk about cars and what car a young person's son is driving. But so they will get a lot of brownie points, a lot of kudos. Well, look at his son. Isn't he done well? But no questions asked where that money's come from.
Exactly.
But if there's someone else's son is in a 9-to-5 job, probably drives an old car, but comes and pray 2, 3, 4 times, or at least once a week, comes to the masjid, but hardly anyone gives him a mention.
Exactly.
He doesn't get any mention that, look, what a nice boy he is. He's 23, 25, he may have not a good car, an old car, a banger, or whatever as they call it, but look at him. Isn't it lovely to see him coming to the mosque for prayers? We actually praise the wrong people.
Exactly. Look, for example, when a non-Muslim says something about the Prophet ﷺ, they're non-Muslims. They don't know about the Prophet ﷺ. They don't know how high and what respect and high esteem that we hold them. They can say what they want because they don't know. They have no education. Whereas we do.
They're ignorant,
we're up in arms when somebody says something, but yet when we're the most disrespectful to the Prophet ﷺ. We got names like Muhammad, we got names like Ahmad, yet when you look at the newspaper of who's got dealt with drugs and all the rest of it, and you look at all the names, you're thinking,
and you look at the prisons,
and you look at the names, you're thinking, now who's disrespecting the Prophet ﷺ? The non-Muslim or the Muslim, the one that knows better? We're not, and people we don't understand. Like we say, like for example, through the charity, you save an orphan, you're saving a generation. Because that orphan will go on and inshallah have a good life and have a family, and it carries on. When you're dealing drugs, you're not destroying that person, you're destroying a generation.
Yeah,
now.
Absolutely. You're destroying society.
And you imagine that you think that you're rolling around because your pockets are full of cash, that mother's boudoir is not going to get you at the end.
Absolutely.
Live your life now, but they're still living their terrorist life. They watch famous films like Scarface, they're movies. We all watch them, they're entertainment.
They just all pretend it's all fiction,
You're dealing your drugs, you're living in your mother's terraced and father's terraced house, still sharing a bedroom with your brother. You can't spend that money anywhere because the banks are going to ask where you got it from. But you're living it large because you don't have to go to work. But that boudoir is going to come and get you at the end.
And brothers and sisters, we here at Islam Radio, we're not having a go at any one individual in our community. We're talking about generally. And what we're talking about is that please, please, please learn about our religion, what the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the divine revelation, the Quran, try and understand it, what it is telling us about how we should live our life so that we are successful in this life and the hereafter. Also, follow the Prophet, our beloved, the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and his teachings is all about earning halal, keeping our neighborhoods clean, looking after our neighbors. Great, alhamdulillah, please, make every effort to get to the masjid to pray 5 times a day or pray at home as well. That's great as well. It's an obligation if possible. But at the same time, we individually will be judged on our character, how we are within our family, within our communities, within our neighborhoods, with our neighbors. That is also going to count when we are in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brothers and sisters. So that should be what we're looking for, that we are success. This life is very short. We see sometimes young people involved in an accident, tragically dying, or probably a short illness, a heart attack, back, and we've got elderly people, sometimes infants dying as well. So it should really remind us. Shouldn't
but it
really?
doesn't, does it? It's not being sung. We go there for 1 second, we go to a janazah, a friend, we're all sad and upset. 2 days later, we're back to what we were doing.
And I was saying earlier that, when people see, people not looking after the neighbour, fly tipping, etc., please report to the authorities. If you see people drug dealing, committing crime, please report that to the police as well. And, it's so important. I mean, I will always say to people, never give up. Don't get frustrated. I know sometimes it takes a long time, but then people like me and others can hold the authority to account. If we know that people have been ringing up about a particular situation and it's not being taken seriously, then we can take that and we can bring them here on Islam Radio and ask them questions as well. Faisal and I, we were coming here, I said we were going to talk about these issues, and Faisal was saying, look, Uncle, it's getting very frustrating, things are getting out of hand, and we ought to, and I showed him one of the questions I'm asking next week at the full council in 2 weeks' time about litter and fly tipping, but also bringing them here to talk to the leader of the council, to the MP, to leaders of the opposition, and say, look, what are you doing? It's okay, as you said earlier, knocking on our door, getting our votes, etc. That's fine as well. That's democracy. But at the same time, people need to hold them to account that we cannot allow our neighborhoods to become declining every moment, every day.
For example, we know the Muslims that came, like, for example, like my father, people's parents, grandparents, they came, hardworking people. Hardworking, they didn't come to claim benefits. They came to work. They worked in factories. They worked anywhere they could, takeaways, whatever it was, taxis, and they work hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they earn, alhamdulillah, good money that they got their children here, their wives here, put them through school, bought houses, whatever it may be. But why is it, no matter where you go up and down the country, where there's Muslim areas, they're the most downtrodden? We got beautiful masjids. Fazana Medina, when it was built, mashallah, was it 2 million at the time? It cost. Gosia Masjid, look at the beautiful architecture in that building. Now we got obviously Dar es Salaam on Alma Road.
Dar es Salaam as well.
You got Islamic Centre that obviously got extended. We got all these masjids, diamonds. But inside the toilet. Why is that? Where it should be. Now, anybody outside of that area I need to live in Millfield.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's the safest place to live. Why? Because there's Muslims there. Well, it's the complete opposite. People want to run away from them because they think, these guys got no respect. They drive like they're like lunatics. They'll just stop in the middle of the road. They don't care.
They park without any consideration for other people.
Absolutely nothing. When you look at it's simple things like manners. I remember growing up, and you make sure you open that door for that person. Did you say thank you? You know my Uncle Shabir.
You had a clip around the ear.
My Uncle Shabir. My Uncle Shabir was very strict on these kind of things. Obviously, you brought up around them. And, manners was the first thing. How dare you? Why didn't you say thank you?
They used to say to me, I'll give you an example. When Ghulam Shabir, my dear friend, was the manager at the Allama Iqbal Centre. I'm just saying this to educate and make us aware. And he says, we should not actually take anything without permission of the person who owns it or who bought it, basically. We should not take that without their permission. And he used to say to me, Ansar, one thing that, really frustrates me, angers me, is that sometimes people come in here, they probably bring a child. In the kitchen, there's always some biscuits and things like that sometimes that people brought in. And they will have a child or children with them, and they're misbehaving or whatever. And all of a sudden, the parent would say, go in the kitchen and help yourself to a biscuit, basically. He said that I'm never going to refuse them having a biscuit, but it's the wrong signal. They should say to the child, go and ask Baba, Uncle Ghulam Shabir, and ask him, can I have a biscuit? And then they will get an idea that you have to ask permission, basically. And he says that very seldom anyone asks, that ask, or the parent themselves ask, by Shabir, Brother Ghulam Shabir, Uncle Ghulam Shabir, the child is misbehaving. Can we have a, he said, I will never be there for them, But, he said,
it's the simplest of things.
It's the simplest thing,
And when we lose the simplest of things, like what did the Prophet say? Charity's a smile. Doesn't have to be get in your pocket and give you last pound. It's a smile. When's the last time we smiled at someone?
Absolutely.
Go back in the days, Gladstone Street, Cromwell Road, you'd walk around, old white guys, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and you'd say, you give it back, and, your dad would know the next 2-3 houses down, and be outside chatting all the time. And even now, sometimes, you see it, there's some of the elders, where, the neighbours have still stayed, and they're chatting for hours in the front gardens. And it is so beautiful to see that they're still doing that.
Absolutely. I tell you, one day I was walking, I have a lovely walk from my home to the masjid quite regularly, at least once a day, And sometimes I do see people and I do greet them, good morning, good afternoon, have a lovely day. And 90%, 95% of people do reciprocate. Oh, hello, you have a good day, sir, as well. These are people probably I never see. And sometimes when I go to London to my children, basically, and I'm having a walk, I do that as well. Some of these people I've never seen. And the interesting, one day I was walking, as I was walking up the bridge, basically, of the path, and I saw this gentleman struggling. And as I walked past, I said, "Good man, is everything okay?" And he said, "I'm fine, I'm just a bit aged and I've got a bad leg and I need to rest a bit." I said, "Well, if there's anything I can do, let me know." He said, "No, I'm fine, just need a bit of rest and I'll be fine." And as I walked past, the guy said, "May you get all the blessings." This English guy, I was actually wearing shalwar kameez. Then I walked on Westfield Road. I was walking on there. Across the road, there was a young man, about well-built white guy, like you, well-built. And as I was walking, I was in a good mood because of what this guy said. And across the road, the guy looked at me and I looked at him and they said, "Good afternoon, how are you?" And he said, "Oh, good afternoon, I'm very well, thank you," And then he's walking past, across the road on Westfield Road, and then I'm walking by, he says to me, "Hold on. I thought, my God, have I got myself in trouble?" He asked this guy, had something to drink or whatever. Why does he want to come across? Honestly, Allah knows best. He comes across and he embraces me. The guy I'd never seen before in my life. The guy, shakes my hand and embraces me. He says, "Blessings, my brother," And, I've never seen him before. But all I said is, "Hello, go out, have a good day,"
But that's it. That's all it takes.
What I'm saying is that's all it takes. And again, I think I was wearing my shalwar kameez. And I think a lot of these people I'm wearing shalwar kameez, they probably think, "Oh, there's this guy. He's probably new in the country. Doesn't speak any English, basically." But when I speak English with them and say, "Have a good day," lovely days, and spring is on the horizon and things like that, well, they get a bit of a surprise, basically. But this is small things, isn't it?
Exactly.
It probably takes 3 minutes of my life, if that.
And that 3 minutes will probably change somebody else's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it changes the whole perception.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that, please, brothers and sisters, I don't come here to big myself up. May Allah forgive me. I try and use these examples.
Far from perfect.
May Allah forgive me. Yes, I'm worst of the worst, basically. May Allah give me a daya. But basically, brothers and sisters, what I'm saying is, please make dua for me as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps us all steadfast and we all righteous in our actions, in everything that we do, so that when we go in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when the beloved Prophet sees a member of his ummah, that he's not embarrassed by our actions. That's what we got to remember. Are we embarrassing, or is our beloved Prophet, whose sunnah we are following, who gave so much for us, taught us so much, how we can be the best of human beings, basically? Are we an embarrassment to the beloved, or is he going to be proud of us? Brothers and sisters, that's a question that we need to ask each day, each one of us, me including, basically. And if we keep reflecting on that, reminding ourselves of that, I think we'll be all the better for it, brothers and sisters. So Shuja, I think it boils down to us becoming better Muslims.
100%. 100%. Because what it is, look, now that we've got, for example, our youngsters, what people don't realize now, these very same guys are now grooming children to do their drug running. There's girls in hijab, in schools, that are drug runners at the moment.
Allahu Akbar.
Why do you think they're drug runners? Because these boys impressed them a little bit, give them a little, obviously then there's money, and then the girls are a bit impressed, I think, he's a little bad guy, I quite like him. And they know that the girls in hijab are not going to get stopped. No one's going to look twice at them. So they're a good target to take their things and whatever they need.
So it's a message for parents. वालिदैन के लिए पैगाम है कि आप लोग बच्चों के साथ बात करें, जब घर आती हैं तो उनसे पूछें स्कूल में उनका कैसा दिन गुजरा है और देखें वो क्या खरीदें। अभी हमारी ब्रेक आ रही है इंशाल्लाह, ब्रेक में बाद हमारी गुफ्तगू जारी रहेगी शुजा सकलैन के साथ इंशाल्लाह। अगर आप हमें कुछ पैगाम भेजना चाहते हैं तो हमें टेलीफोन करें या टेक्स्ट करें इंशाल्लाह, तो आपका पैगाम हम इंशाल्लाह नशर कर लेंगे। You are listening to Islam Radio with me, Ansar Ali, and the last 25 minutes has gone so quickly. It feels as though I just started this conversation with Shuja Sakleen. Well, inshallah, we got a few more minutes of him, and then after that, we'll be joined by brother Muhammad Hakim from the Bangladeshi Welfare Association here in Peterborough to talk about some of the activities that they've got organized for our communities, particularly about health awareness, how we can be health conscious. So all that still to come here on Islam Radio in conversation with Ansar Ali. Short break, inshallah. After that, we are right back here. Just stay with us, and I hope that you are enjoying the program, you're keeping well, you're enjoying this weekend. Back with you after this break, inshallah.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
इस साल पहली मर्तबा 4 मई के मकामी इलेक्शन में वोट डालने के लिए तमाम रिहायशियों को अपनी तस्वीरी शनाख्त दिखाना लाजिम होगा। आपके पास शायद पहले किसी भी किस्म की तस्लीम शुदा तस्वीरी शनाख्त की दस्तावेज मौजूद हो सकती है, जैसे कि पासपोर्ट या ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस। लेकिन अगर नहीं है तो आप बिला मुआवजा वोटर आईडी के लिए पीटरबोरो सिटी काउंसिल की वेबसाइट पर दरख्वास्त जमा करवा सकते हैं, जिसे वोटर अथॉरिटी सर्टिफिकेट कहा जाता है। दरख्वास्त जमा कराने की आखिरी तारीख 25 अप्रैल है। मजीद मालूमात के लिए हमारी वेबसाइट www.peterborough.gov.uk विजिट कीजिए और वोटर आईडी के लिए सर्च करें। शुक्रिया।
Masterminds Tuition Academy is for your high schoolers, your something to provers, your subject strugglers and keen learners, your brave jumpers and fist pumpers. Affordable personalised learning plans are delivered through our centres in schools across Peterborough. But not to worry, we also provide online and home visits with flexible timings. Whether it is maths, English, science or 11 plus, Masterminds is a must. Find us on all socials and visit our website mastermindstuitionacademy.com or call us on 07516 166 003. Masterminds, master the matrix.
महानूर मजीद हूँ और कोर्ट मेरा एक खूबसूरत आशियाना है जहाँ मेरे जैसे हजारों यतीम और बेसहारा बच्चों की कफालत बेहतरीन अंदाज में की जा रही है। आएं हमारे सरों पर दस्ते शफकत रखें और इस माह रमज़ान अपने सदकात, खैरात और एहतियात से हमारी कफालत में अपना हिस्सा डालें। अल्लाह पाक आपका दिया हुआ माल अपनी बारगाह में कबूल फरमाए। आमीन।
कोर्ट UK ऑफिस
0300 123 774 court.org.uk.
At Cake Inn, all our cakes and slices are freshly baked for that delicious taste. At Cake Inn, we bake 100% vegetarian and halal eggless fresh queen cakes. Delicious flavoured cakes for birthdays and weddings, ceremonies and all other occasions, with free customised messages, even balloons and candles too. Order for delivery or collection from Cake Inn, 489 Lincoln Road, PE1 2PE, and your cake could be ready within 2 hours. Find out more and order online at cakein.co.uk or call 01733 496 584.
Asia Restaurant gives you the unique fusion of flavours from Turkey, Iraq, Syria and Iran. Our shish kebabs are grilled on a charcoal barbecue for that authentic taste. Lamb shanks, fresh shawarma, chili kebab, lamb shish, grilled chicken, freshly made baklava and so much more. Eat in or order through Peterborough Eats or Peterborough Grab. Asia Restaurant, 5 Fitzwilliam Street, Peterborough, PE1 2RU. Call us on 01733 562 530. Great prices, great quality. Why not come and find out for yourself? Asia Restaurant, the true taste of the Middle East.
हाँ जी जनाब अज तुसने किया 12 बजे वे
जरा फैमिली की बाहर खड़ना चाहना या खिलाने पिलाने से सोचना कुथे जाओ
इस च परेशानी वाली कड़ी गल है इब्राहिमी बफे रेस्टोरेंट पर जाओ उते फ्री पार्क करो उन्होंने मजेदार ते स्वादले पाकिस्तानी इंडियन चाइनीज ते इटालियन आय 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 खाने ना
If you have an idea for a show and want to get involved, email info@salamradio.co.uk.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the second half of the program with me, Ansar Ali. Thank you very much for spending at least an hour with me here on Saturday afternoons. I really do value and enjoy your company. And if there's ever any comments about my program, any constructive suggestions, sometimes I do get a bit carried away because I feel passionate about the issues in the community, about the Muslim community, and there's nothing wrong with that. I won't apologize for that. But I can get a bit carried away, but it's never to cause offense to anyone, brothers and sisters. So if ever I've caused any offense to you in any way, please forgive me and also drop me a line as well and let me know so that I can mend my ways as well. If you don't tell me, then I'll probably be carrying on behaving the same way. I will not know that I'm doing anything wrong. But if I'm doing anything wrong in any way that I offend you, please let me know before you tell other people. So at least I can correct myself or at least make an effort to do that as well. Shuja Saklan, back with you, alhamdulillah. What actually brought me to bring you here to Islam Radio to talk about the issues in the neighborhood and things like that, because you contacted me. There were some issues in where you live as well, and you've been quite frustrated for some long time. Just tell me, what you and your others are feeling about your neighborhood. Let's focus on your neighborhood.
Park Ward side, so near Town Park, and it's again quite a nice area. But over the last few months, for example, All Saints Church, there's been a lot of dealing going out there. Yeah. And there's a lot of English people, a lot of elderly people that have lived there 30, 40, sometimes 50 years. So they've seen, obviously, the area decline. And there's a lot of people coming from other places at town that are coming in and obviously dealing their drugs. And what happens with that, what happens is when you're dealing drugs in a particular area, the people that are coming into the area now are going to be people that are happily to break into your house, break into your cars, to get whatever they can to sell, to get a fix. So it brings undesirables into the area.
When people got addicted, basically, to feed their habit, they've got to steal.
Do whatever it is. And there's been lately cases like All Saints Road, Huntley Grove, even on my street, where people, broad daylight, while someone is sitting at home, trying to go into the gardens to see what's there. Are you thinking, there's cameras out, they literally just don't care anymore. And a couple of weeks ago, one of my neighbours down the bottom of my street, he had a bit of a run-in with them, and I was just talking to him, having a conversation, and one of these guys turned up on his bike and some words were exchanged. And then he went back in, and then 4 or 5 other guys came out. Probably they came out, they had big coats on, so underneath the coats I know what's going to be there. I'm brave, but I'm not stupid. So, and again, words were exchanged, but something happened where they ran away. And then it got to a point where I'm thinking, right, now they've threatened my neighbour. This is the English guy. And then his parents are very elderly. And so I went to the house and said, look, let's deal with this now, because this is enough. You guys can't sleep at night because these guys are now using it near your house as a run. People are pulling up in cars all day and night. We've got people walking around as zombies all around the area. Where does it stop? Is it going to take one of my neighbours to get hurt or seriously injured or killed?
Yes.
Be standing up for where they live before anything is done. It shouldn't have to be like that. And the amount of phone calls that all the neighbours have made to the police and trying to reach out to anybody in charge to say, look, we need help. And again, it's just falling deaf ears. That's when I reached out to yourself, and so inshallah we'll have a little meet together tomorrow and see where this can go. But it can't carry on. And my argument is always this: if this was Alton Waterville, Alton Longville, Warrington Village, Glinton, Wansford, this would have been nipped in the bud the second day. But because it's not, it's like, well, there's all the rubbish, just keep it there. Let them just get on with it. Why should it be? We work, we pay taxes.
Absolutely.
We're providing for our families. Not all of us claim benefits and sit at home doing nothing. We work hard. So why should we have to suffer? Why are the people on that side of town more important than us?
Can I just, there's a couple of messages coming forward as well. Shuja, people are sending salams and greetings to you as well. They're enjoying this conversation. So Rizwan is saying, MashaAllah. Paradise Hunter, hi to my driving instructor. Hand pink waving. Yeah. So there you are. So it's got a spot on Shuja. You should have your own radio show on these topics. So there you are. So I won't be able to talk about these topics. He'll be talking about this sort of thing, But inshallah, we're always looking for new presenters, and the people at Shuja will be excellent, basically. And so I think that's a good suggestion as well. Yes, Shuja, you should have your own program.
We used to before, if you remember.
Yeah, absolutely. And
when it was Peterborough PCR FM.
Yeah. And I think you should do that again, actually. Yeah. So there you go. That's an idea that's come forward as well. So people are probably tired of listening to me, so they want to listen to you from now on.
I will call it the daily moaning. You can ring and moan about anything you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's an idea as well, because people,
that was the idea before as well.
But I think then we can probably stretch it, have a moan as well, but also try and suggest a solution.
Well. Exactly.
Solution as well. So, but alhamdulillah, thank you very much for all your comments. And if you want to give us a call, the number is 01733602133. And you can also text us as well if you have any comments. 07411191062 is our text telephone number, and you can watch us on Facebook as well. There's various ways. I lose track of all the different ways that you can listen to Islam Radio, watch. We are watched all over the world, alhamdulillah.
Exactly.
So it's quite a popular community radio station. And don't forget, it's your radio station. You are what you make it, our communities. And if you have any suggestions, any comments, do drop us a line. info@islamradio.co.uk.
We just got to remember that within our community, and I'm talking, we're talking Millfield. Whether it be Muslim, non-Muslim, white, brown, whatever. There's more good than bad. And it's about time the goods actually started to stand up now. Literally started to stand up and put the bad to account. The masjids need to stop talking about, don't go to that masjid, these are Wahabi, don't go to this masjid, these are Fulana, and this guy's this, and forget all this. Because, and I've always argued this point, and we've seen this around the world today. A Muslim's a Muslim.
They
don't care whether you pray here, whether you pray there. You're a Muslim.
Absolutely.
There's no difference. They will target you the way you are. So let's knock that on the head. And let's start thinking, why is our community going so downhill? Why are there so many drug addicts? Why are there so many our sisters with mental health issues? Why is there so many our young boys that can't work, illiterate, that born and bred in this country, they can't read? Why aren't we dealing with this? And make our community better. Like I said, Muslim communities within England, around the world, should be beacons of light. Go to America. If you go to America, the Muslim communities there, especially Pakistani Muslim communities, they're 20, 30 years ahead of us.
And they value education a lot more.
They value education.
Although there are some people who drive taxis and things like that, but at the same time,
work hard.
They're making sure that their children get good education. All those, the people who have migrated to America and settled there as well, they really value education. Here, we've been here 60 years, 70 years. In many cases, we've got our fourth generation. And brothers and sisters, we are not taking advantage of the opportunities that we have got available.
We still sit in the mindset, we're going to go back to Pakistan. People that went other parts of the world, they said, no, we're not.
No,
you're here, you're born here, you're raised here, educate here. What you do later on in life, that's up to you. When we retire, we'll do what we want to do. But at this moment in time, this is your focus.
Absolutely.
Where with us, especially with this community, we're still saying, no, vapas jasa.
Well, I can tell you one thing from my own experience. When I went to Pakistan last March for a month, I had a wonderful time, but I couldn't go anywhere without a chaperone because I didn't know where the different villages were, basically. Things have changed so much, basically. You don't necessarily have streets and street numbers. It's very difficult to navigate your way around. So I had to take someone with me all around, So there's another person who had to waste their day as well to come with me to take everywhere. But here, I can go anywhere, basically. So I'm just giving you an example of living here 54 years. I'm an alien back where I was born, and I'm much more comfortable here. So I doubt, look at our Qabristan,
Exactly.
It's being filled up with people dying there. Hardly anyone's body is
going back anymore.
To Pakistan or anywhere else. They're buried here. So this is our home, brothers and sisters. And the only way to make this country our home, we value living here, we value our our neighborhoods as well, make sure that we contribute to the wider society, get involved in things, and more important, encourage our younger generation to get involved and to get a good education, to be the shining example for the whole of society, basically. So you stand out as the best of character. That's the way that the Muslim should be. But as Shuja said at the very beginning of the program, that we have got the majority of the Muslim community living in the Millfield area. We've got our 4 mosques, Ghosia Masjid, Fazan Medina, Dar es Salaam and Khatija Mosque. Right there in that area, there's litter, there's fly tipping. That should not be happening. And really the message from us and here from Islam Radio, let's work together to improve our areas and to try and address some of these issues that are getting out of hand.
100%, inshallah. And how are we going to do this?
The way that we're going to do it, everyone working together as a team. That's what we're going to do.
Exactly.
It's not about no brownie points, no politics, no whatever. It's trying to do the best for each other, for our communities, our neighbours. That's what it is.
Look, our children should be able to go out and play.
Yeah.
Like we did when we were children.
They can't go to the park because there's only
needles and junkies and broken bottles. And why should they?
Yeah. And we should get involved. So, Shuja, we run out of time because I've got my next guest as well. And thank you very much for your time. Any last comment, a plea to our listeners from you, Shuja?
Just make dua.
Make dua, brothers and sisters, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the courage of conviction to do the right things for our communities, for our neighborhoods, for our families.
If we know anybody within our families, our friends, our circles that we know are doing this stuff, sit down and talk to them.
Please sit and talk to them.
Talk to them. Say, right,
and people like Shuja, Muhammad Saeed, quite happy to talk to them, to say, look, brother,
we'll talk.
They'll talk and they're good role models, talk to them. And, they will certainly, if you've got any real issues within your families and things like that, and if you can't feed yourself, think that's why you have to do things like that, tell us, we'll feed you, basically.
Exactly.
And if you want to wear nice clothes and things like that, within reason, of course, nothing flamboyant, not expensive jewelry or watches and cars and things like that. But if those things that, you're reasonably well dressed and you can eat, if you are struggling with those basic necessities, let us know. We will help you.
Just remember, when you go to that cupboard, there's no designer clothes.
Yeah, absolutely.
No designer watches, no BMWs. It's just 2 couple.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all it is.
Yeah, we don't take anything with it.
Exactly.
So, please, so if you're struggling, especially the younger generation, talk to us. Shuja, Muhammad Saeed, we at Islam Radio, please, we are prepared to listen to you, talk to you, help you through the difficult moments as well, and inshallah give you some encouragement, value you as well, because each one of you who might be struggling, you are a valuable member of society. Don't anyone tell you any different, but play your part as a valuable member, so you'll be remembered for the good deeds that you've done.
Inshallah.
Okay, thank you, Shuja.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone.
Felt that God answered my call. There was that one place I always thought about, and I just wanted to be there with you. The place that no eye has ever seen, the place that no heart has ever perceived. I had a great feeling inside of me that one day I'd be there with you. And now that we're here, feeling so good about all the things that we went through, knowing that God is pleased with us too. It's not a dream, this is so true. Feeling the peace all around, seeing things we could never imagine, hearing the sound of rivers flow, and we know we'll be here forever. The feeling is indescribable, knowing that this is our reward. Do you remember remember the hard times we went through, and those days we used to argue, but there was not one thing that could bring us down, 'cause we always had in our minds the place that no eye has ever seen, the place that no heart has ever perceived, the place we've been promised to live in forever. And best of all, it's just me and you. And now that we're here, feeling so good about all the things that we went through, knowing that God is pleased with us too. It's not a dream, this is so true. Feeling the peace all around, seeing things we can never imagine, hearing the sound of rivers flow, and we know we'll be here forever. The feeling is indescribable, knowing that this is our reward. I remember us praying at night and just dreaming about this together. I'm so blessed to have you in my life, and now we can enjoy these blessings forever. Paradise is where we are now. Paradise, a dream come true. Paradise, oh what a feeling. Paradise, thank you Allah. Now that we're here, feeling so good about all the things that we went through, knowing that God is pleased with us too. It's not a dream, this is so true. Feeling the peace all around, seeing things we can never imagine, hearing the sound of rivers flow, and we know we'll be here forever. The feeling is indescribable, knowing that this is our reward.
Paradise, a beautiful nasheed. Hope you enjoyed that. Assalamu alaikum to you. From me, Ansar Ali. Hope you're enjoying the program. That was quite a conversation with Shuja Saklain about issues in our community and how we as Muslims should be coming together to address those issues, and we should be encouraging our youngsters to get a good education so they are model citizens as Muslims as well, so that our future generations can be better than the previous ones as well, that they're doing well in this dunya, in this world, and also they're preparing for their akhirah as well. That is the message for all of us, brothers and sisters. The important destination is the akhirah. When we leave this world, which is very, very short indeed, as we know, and as Muslims we believe that, we have to be model citizens, we have to do all the right things in order to pass that test, to get through the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we all hope and make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts all our efforts and makes us into good human beings and good Muslims, so that our akhirah is better than our dunya. That's what we want, and that's what we aspire for. My next guest, Brother Muhammad Hakim. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ansar Ali. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, all the better. I'm so glad that you're able to make it today, because previously when I tried to get you on my program when we were on Friday evenings, you were busy with work as well, and I can understand and appreciate that you have to earn a living as well. Also the Community Association, Peterborough, Bangladesh Welfare Association, they keep you busy as well?
Yes, they are very busy. We're running a lot of sessions to promote the communities. We're creating opportunities for the communities to learn something.
Good.
And get self-dependent and develop their skill in many possible sector.
Good,
good. Working.
Although it's not a very large Bangladeshi community, but it's growing, isn't it?
It is growing. It is growing very large number nowadays in Peterborough.
Alhamdulillah, because I see more and more people coming to the masjid and prayers.
Coming and still it's growing.
Alhamdulillah.
At the moment, we're running a series of cancer awareness sessions for the community as a whole in Peterborough.
So the sessions that the Bangladesh Welfare Association run for the whole of the community. So they're not just for the Bangladeshi community.
No.
Because whenever we talk about events here on Salam Radio, everyone is welcome to them.
Yes. We are just organizer.
Yeah.
But program, all the project is for everyone, every diverse community, unrestrictedly, open to every single person.
Right.
And at the moment, we are running cancer awareness sessions. Few sessions we already has run, like a breast cancer, prostate cancer, and some others already done last month. But day after tomorrow, which is 6th of March, Monday, we're running a very important session which is going to be delivered by Cancer Research UK. They're the largest organization in UK to prevent cancer, disease like cancer. Everybody knows about cancer.
Yeah.
So this session we are holding for the community as a whole to learn something, how to prevent the cancer.
Absolutely.
How to prevent the cancer, what happened if someone get cancer, what support are available, like moral, physical, medical, even financially.
Yeah.
We did supported few people financially as well.
Good.
So this session will be delivered by Cancer Research UK, especially they are coming from the London. They will talk about A to Z.
These are professional people, by the way. Professional people who do this day in, day out, working with communities, raising awareness.
Yes. And this session will be held on this Monday, which is 6th of March, 5:30 p.m. at Allama Iqbal Center, 157 Cromwell Road, Peterborough. Start sharp 5:30. 5:30. Refreshment will be provided, and wherever the support the participant need, inshallah, will be there to support as well. So may I kindly request everyone who listening my voice, please feel free to come and join to the session.
Okay, these are sessions on Monday on cancer awareness delivered by Cancer
Research UK.
Research UK. 5:30 p.m. at the Allama Iqbal Community Center. Please do go along. You'll find these sessions extremely valuable. Everyone welcome.
Everyone welcome. And refreshment is provided as well. Alhamdulillah. And also, we got few more session has been scheduled at the moment.
Right.
The 12th of March, which is Sunday, 12 o'clock daytime, we are doing palliative care session.
Palliative care,
Palliative care and end-of-life support care as well.
Yes.
So we welcome everyone to participate on that as well. And on the 26th of March, which is Sunday again, which is during Ramadan, I think there will be second or third Ramadan.
Yes.
26th of March, which is Sunday, we're doing bowel cancer session. That session will be online during the Ramadan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll forward the link to everyone interested. We'll use the social media as well, forward the link.
How can people contact you?
I got my phone number. I can tell my phone number.
If you can give us your number, please. Brother Hakim's number is this.
Yes, my name is Mohammed Hakim. My phone number is 0789541366. And my email as well, Hakim, which is my surname, Hakim_PBWA@hotmail.co.uk.
Okay, so brothers and sisters, get in touch with Brother Hakim if you want to get involved, participate in any of those sessions. Very important. They're all very important because they are very pertinent at the moment, because many people suffer from those illnesses, those diseases, and we need to make sure that how we can protect ourselves and how we can deal with them when we are diagnosed with any of those diseases, sadly. Help is available as well, so please do take advantage of what is on offer from the Peterborough Bangladesh Welfare Association.
Yes, may I kindly, because I'm not very good at Urdu, but some of the brothers and sisters may have a language barrier.
Yes.
So, हम बांग्लादेशी वेलफेयर का तरफ से ये कैंसर अवेयरनेस का सेशन हम लोग अरेंज कर रहे हैं दिस मंडे सोमवार को 5:30 PM इकबाल 5:30 बजे इकबाल कम्युनिटी सेंटर क्रोमियल रोड पे.
Okay, now that you've done that in Urdu, I'm sure that in Bengali you're quite fluent.
Yes.
Can you do the same thing in Bengali, please?
Yes, I can do.
Please.
I can do. আমার সব ভাই বোনদেরকে আমি অবগতির জন্য জানাইতেছি যে আমরা বাংলাদেশ ওয়েলফেয়ার পিটারবরার পক্ষ থেকে ক্যান্সার প্রতিরোধক এই সেমিনার আমরা অর্গানাইজ করতেছি সোমবার দিন 5:30টার সময় আল্লামা ইকবাল সেন্টারে. আপনারা সবাই আমন্ত্রণ রইল, আপনারা যোগদান করবেন. এটা ফ্রি সেশন, আমরা খাবার দাবারেরও ব্যবস্থা আছে, সবাই আসবেন. থ্যাংক ইউ.
Wonderful. Yes, we heard that in English, Bengali and Urdu as well. Wonderful. 3 languages. Yeah, please do support those sessions as well. Brother Hakeem, we wish you all the very best.
Thank you
in
very
your
much.
endeavors and
Thank
your
you very
colleagues.
much. I appreciate Salam Radio to give me the opportunity to promote the event. And thank you very much to everyone for listening.
We're always here for your community and every community. We're here to bring our communities together and promote our beautiful religion of Islam. That's our aim. That's our mission, inshallah. So thank you very much for that. We come to the end of the program. My thanks to Shuja Saklan. He was my first guest. And now Brother Hakeem joined me as well. So brothers and sisters, thank you very much for your company for the past hour. We're going to take a break next Saturday. But after that, we'll be back, inshallah. Then we'll be having a couple of programs just before Ramadan, and we'll be talking about preparations for the month of Ramadan, the month of blessings, and I'm already looking forward to the month of Ramadan. And brothers and sisters, if there's anything I've said here and you were offended in any way, please forgive me. Keep me in your du'as. I'll keep you in my du'as as well, and keep everyone involved in Islam Radio in your du'as as well. And brothers and sisters, our mission as individuals is to go out there and to be good Muslims, basically. If we are good Muslims, we are good human beings, and we can be the best of character and be an example to society, inshallah. Allah Hafiz. See you soon. Have a nice weekend, what's left of it.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.